Hello, bright, beautiful blessings, everyone. Welcome to the first free monthly tarot reading. The deck that I use is called the Gaian Tarot by Joanna Powell Colbert. And if you don't already know me, my name is Beleszove. It's a Hungarian word that means interwoven. And this is the first offering from my relaunch of my healing practice, which is called Wabi, Sabi Life Arts. And so I decided to share this video with you of a reading for the month of May because I am really interested in astrology, and every month I read all of the different reports and guides. And this month has some pretty intense energy coming in. And frankly, I was starting to feel some trepidation and just immobilized by everything that I read. And also what I had read about the full moon, which was this past Sunday, that was April 29th, something like that, was saying it's going to be a really intense and difficult full moon. And it was actually quite lovely for me, and very creative, and felt even less intense than my normal days do. So I got kind of curious about, how I might work with the energies of the month and wanting to share that with all of you. So I went ahead and pulled a card from the deck beforehand so that I could upload it. And I will go ahead and share that with you. Let's see, back to meeting. Why is this not wanting to share screen? Okay, here it is. It's Child of the Earth. So hopefully you can see that. If not, I guess I'll just hold it up. I'm not really too experienced with using Zoom technology. This is my second time using it. So hopefully that that is showing for you. And I'll just go ahead and leave that up there. And so I just want to invite you for a moment to take a look at the card and notice what is the first thing that jumps out at you. Is it the apple, the child, the green sweater, the rabbit, something else? And go ahead and just take a moment to free associate. What do you associate with the thing that pops out at you? And if you could make up a story about it, what would the story be? So for me, the first thing that I notice is the green sweater. It's right in the middle of the image, and it's a nice, bright, inviting spring green color, and it kind of looks like a field to me, like a field of grass, and I just want to go and lay down in it. And so to me, what that is suggesting is to create a field for yourself this month, like within the whole card, within the whole world, everything that's happening. Find your area of what you're going to focus on that is pleasant and sensual, and that's going to be where you're going to focus your attention. And so this card, Child of Earth, the child cards, they correspond to the page, if you're familiar with traditional tarot. And so this is a time of wonder and innocence. Hopefully the child has wonder and innocence and hasn't had, so many life experiences that have caused it to have fear or anything like that. And it's just really engaged with what's right in front of it, which is this apple, and looking at it and experiencing it with all of its senses, touching it. Children are always tasting things, even that we don't normally think should be put in your mouth, much to the chagrin of parents everywhere. But they're really having a full sensory experience and just not having any preconceived notions about it, just immersed in the world of appleness. So that's suggesting to us that you focus right on what's right in front of you, and maybe don't get so distracted by what's happening all around you. If you ever look at kids, they kind of can get, it almost looks like they're in a trance state when they're involved with, really exploring something that's new to them. And so with all the events that are going on in the world right now, there's so many things that can pull our attention and pull us into different directions. And this card is suggesting that rather than get pulled all over the place, focus on what is right in front of you and what is real, and use all of your senses to really immerse yourself in the experience, and come at it like a child with innocence and wonder, and let go of any preconceived notions of what is this thing. And so, if the predictions turn out to be true and there's a lot of really intense energy and, world events and environmental events that are happening, this card is suggesting that the way to make the most of that is to not get pulled into the story, or maybe like news stories of what you've heard about, like, oh, this catastrophic thing, E. coli, hurricanes, but just dial it back to a very beginner's mind level of, what are the different factors, or what are the different qualities of, intense weather situations, and really tuning into the elemental aspects of whatever is happening. And so then also, I think with the green, that suggests a freshness. It's very life-giving. And so just really approaching everything with a fresh attitude this month. So that's what I have for the child. But then we also have in the foreground this cute little hare, this bunny. And so that's also very significant. Rabbits, hares, bunnies are associated with fertility and fecundity. And they create abundantly. I think they have like 5 litters per year. And so this is suggesting that whatever projects you take on, don't get too attached to them. Rabbits are one of the #1 prey animals. They get eaten a lot, which is why they produce so many offspring. And so if you want to take a cue from rabbit, then you might think about, not really having attachment, but putting lots of different things out there in the world and just see what survives. And don't get too attached if some other life form comes and consumes, your project or whatever it is that you're trying to create. That was its life cycle. Just like, the life cycle of a rabbit is rather short. They can survive on their own in 28 days. So that's kind of perfect that this is a 1 month long reading, and we have rabbit. So that's also suggesting that whatever you're focusing your energies on this month, you might want to have it be a shorter term project that can bear fruit or come to fruition within a month, right? Sometimes we plant seeds that take a really long time to germinate, and sometimes that can be appropriate. And other times we just sort of neglect them. I don't know about you, but I'm really a fair weather gardener, and so I'll get really excited and plant things, and then after a month or 2, I get lazy about watering them. So with rabbit, you want to have something that you can just put out there, don't think about it too much, and have it come to fruition within the month. And then you can start a new project. The other really cool thing about rabbits are that they build warrens underground. They dig in the earth and they create these safe places for themselves. So with the intensity of the month, you might want to think about how you can literally carve out some time, carve out some space, and get in contact with the earth. Maybe having a place in nature that you go to that will be your place for the month, where you can just go to rest and restore and recharge and, create some shelter from the chaos that's happening in the outside world. And another adaptive function that rabbit has is, when it hops and it leaps. So when you're going out there in the world, this is not the time to just sort of like, da 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 da. This is like, okay, just hop and do it, right? Like I had this idea yesterday. Hey, I think I'm going to start doing videos of tarot readings, and boom, I did it. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I also just decided 2 days ago to reopen my healing practice, and I just put it out there as an announcement on Facebook. And afterwards I was like, oh my God, what have I just done? But that's the energy. That's harmonizing with the energy of this month. Don't think too much about things. Just go out there and take a leap. That is how you're going to survive this month. And then the last little offering that rabbit has for us is the ability when prey is out there. Well, it's prey. When its predator is out there, it might be hopping and running, and then it can just all of a sudden change directions when it sees something that's a threat to it. So you might be putting yourself out there, taking your little leaps and your hops, and then some force from the outside, taxes and agency, some sort of something that's going to throw a roadblock in your way. Instead of getting hung up on it or just tackling with it or fighting with it, rabbit's not going to fight with the predator. And so this month, neither should you. Your best chance at surviving and thriving is to just pivot and go in another direction. So that's all I have for you for this month. And I would love to hear your feedback, what you liked, what didn't work for you, what you'd like more of. And I hope you have a great month and you take in the wisdom of Child of Earth and Rabbit. Thanks so much.